Thank you very much. First of all, I apologize. Actually, I was late 10-15 minutes. In fact, I landed at 9 o'clock, but there was some confusion in walking. So, anyway, I reached around 10:15. I think I missed a few points. The honorable ladies and what is brief. So, good morning to everyone. Honorable DDG sir, then our Fisheries Pitamaha, Kumar sir, then our Joint Director Dr. Saku, then we have all most respected directors are representative of the states, and few experts who are all invited for this today's and tomorrow's deliberations. Firstly, I would like to share one good news. National Fish Development Board awarded Agribusiness Award. We are going to receive our 9th. In fact, this is, great recognition for NFDB. Niti Aayog, Mr. Ramesh Chand, you will be knowing this. So, because last time in our governing body meeting also, he told, even in the COVID time, the one sector which has grown substantially, uniformly, that's the fisheries sector, around 78%. So we uploaded, even in COVID time, with the great difficulties, we uploaded all the things, whatever we worked and whatever the development happened at the state level. Then other than that, we are working very closely by understanding this Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana, failures, then issue interventions on all these things. So all these things are uploaded in the website. By by observing our website, actually this award is given to NFDB. We are not applied for that. So that is one thing really we like. I would like to share this. Okay. So I think most of the points DDG Fisheries already highlighted. So I don't want to repeat anything. Target, we know that 22 million target. Yes, almost 16 million we can climb as in today. So say still 7 million are left out. Okay. So there are many issues. I am sure most of the states, starting from Himalayan states, northeastern states, marine states, inland states, they have their own issues. We are going to discuss in detail because we have technical expertise here. Farmer ADG Praveen sir is here when it comes to marine states and all those things, so that we can get some solutions. What are the interventions required from research side and development agency like NFD also we can work on that. Then one thing I would like to highlight, a few states, actually they wanted to go in big way for reservoir cage culture. I think Government of India already approved 1% of the water spread area can be utilized for this one. Hirakud Reservoir and Jharkhand, a few other Chhattisgarh, few other states showing very good results. But still, we need to do a lot. Many other states like Gujarat, I think, anyway, time. So, Secretary Sir, Government of India also very particular about this one, open sea cage as well as reservoir culture. So we can utilize these resources. CIFRI is working very closely with all the states. If somebody is really can identify, fortunately from last 1 year or 2 years, good rainfall, almost all dams and reservoirs are full. I think this is the high time to utilize these resources. Then other thing is utilization of land. I think it is mentioned already. What was the pre-independence, post-independence, in between, what happened and all those things. One data says 2008-9, Andhra Pradesh, it was 17% of the land utilized for aquaculture. But as in today, it is close to 35%. Once the land is utilized for aquaculture, it is very difficult to go back to again agriculture. So utilization of productive land for the aquaculture, I think you should be very, very careful. So we have to, make it lucrative as a business sector. Then only the particular land will be useful. Why I am mentioning this? Because this now last at least 5 years, things have changed. Haryana, Punjab, Rajasthan, lot of growth when it comes to shrimp culture and fish culture. Salinity of groundwater is increasing. Most of the sugarcane areas, actually like Sangli, Mahesab can add. Sangli area, again, the is increasing. Some of the Mysore area. And some of the dryland areas again utilized for this, our shrimp culture. So these are the land primarily for the agriculture. So when they utilize for this, and the salinity is very difficult to go back. I think effective utilization of land policies are very important. Since all directors are here, so I would like to mention this point. Then Promotion of ornamental fishes, again, we are not reached up to the mark. We expected a lot from this under PMMSY. So we sanctioned close to 1,700 units ornamental fishes from last 2.5 years. But when it comes to domestic market and export market, it's very less. Hardly around 10 crores we have a business in India. I think research institutes like CAFE and many other institutes can work on this. Still, PMMSY, we have schemes, we can sponsor some projects, we can work with the research institute so that we can handle the states. Then RES and biofloc culture practices, failure success stories. This is, I think, really, need of the hour. Today's or tomorrow's generation will be mostly on this. Because we sanctioned almost close to 4,000 units of RES and around 3,000 units of biofloc. But when it comes to output, okay, because the aim was, utilization, effective utilization of water resources, okay, because more crop or drop. That was the slogan started with that. But things are not happening. Is this due to technology failure? Is it due to someone is not understanding the things, or someone is really coming for the subsidies? I think these are some of the issues really we would like to discuss with all of you. Then seed production. Again, Department of Fisheries, Government of India with NFDP, we are planning to establish a national seed action plan. 24 states already submitted their status, right? Whether they're sufficient, deficient, what are the species, number of hatcheries required for that, marine fish as well as freshwater fish. We're going to launch that action plan. I need that also. We would like to discuss with all of you. Then fungaceous hatchery. Till date, I think we are getting all the seeds from neighboring countries. I think our Union Secretary is very particular about to establish fungaceous hatchery in India, tilapia and fungaceous hatchery. So now we floated a tender recently to give a 10 lakh seeds, but not many people are quoted, only traders are quoted. We would like to, I would like to request the state officials, kindly promote your farmers or anybody who is really interested. We can give purchase assurance, 5 years purchase assurance, whatever the quantity he can produce, whether 10 lakh or 20 lakh or 30 lakh, NLTV can purchase that. Okay. So in addition to that, we are planning to have some subsidy also. That I am going to discuss when it comes to discussion. Then tilapia hatchery. I think coming week we are going to launch a tilapia action plan also. And then one more thing, when it comes to marine finfish hatchery, very poor when it comes to in India. So we are going to establish a marine finfish hatchery at MRTV is having some 100 acres land. Already 20 acres we spent. Another 120 crores project we are planning. Many MSSR and big capitalists are coming in picture to establish the thing. Then diversification species already Sir has explained what are the interventions required and respective cluster-based aquaculture, cluster-based fisheries, I think is the need of the hour. Then coastal states, I think the general fisheries, Janasa, kindly arrange one meeting for the coastal states, exclusively for the maritime states. Because when it comes to PMSI schemes, easily we have at least 10 schemes. I think our Goa director here, Karnataka director, Maharashtra and our Gujarat directors are here, Kerala and other directors also here. So there are some schemes. 2021 also it is not taken. I think that there are some issues. Identify the beneficiaries of technology. It may be mother culture. It may be utilization of estuaries, lagoons, and open sea cage culture and related things. I would like to request you, sir, kindly arrange maybe CMFRI, CFD, and FSI, some other organization exclusively for the coastal state, so that we can address those issues. Then IMTA, yeah, integrated multi-trophic approach system, definitely it will be option for us. Then fishing technology, yeah, this is one area really we need to work on that for coastal states. Clarity on light fishing, because Honorable Fisheries Minister recently has raised in PMSY second anniversary. So when all over the world light fishing is permitted, what is the problem with India? If really it's a destructive thing, yes, we can come out with clarity. So few coastal states directors are here. Definitely we can discuss on that. We can come out with some suggestions or recommendations. Message regulation, marine policy. Other than Goa, we don't have marine policy. I think other states also work on that. Then, yes, last 1 decade, if you take, I think we have a lot of problem with marine fish. Okay, almost like stagnant. Okay, MSY, we are close to MSY. Okay, so hardly not much left out in the sea. So, government of India thinking very seriously for sea ranching and establishing the artificial reefs. Then seaweed. Recently, we had exclusive meeting on the seaweeds channel. Recommendations are right. So I request DDG sir to discuss with some of the ACR institutes, CIFE, and the FIFA to make the guidelines to import the seeds. Because the most problem for the marine states, sir, explaining, we don't have quality seeds. Even transportation of the seeds from all the way from Ramnathpuram to other parts is very difficult, and we don't have that much quantity also. So with big way we want to do, we have to take guidelines because we have to import them from Indonesia and other South Asian countries. So there is a issue directly commercial purpose we cannot import only for the research purpose. So I think ICAR can help us to make the guidelines to import the 10%. Then, of course, post-harvest losses, establishing on-board handling, cold chain, development of harbors, FIDF. With FIDF, we are working. Many states are working with us. Then, domestic consumption, already sir has mentioned. There are many issues when it comes to domestic consumption. NFDP, Government of India, Department of Fisheries, is always ready to promote this. Whether it's a fish festival, whether it's jiggers, whether it's FM, whether it is any other melas, we are supporting. In addition to that, mobile vans, any other way also we would like to support that. But things are not happening. Other than few states, when it comes to per capita consumption, is very, very poor. As I told, it's already we are reaching around 160 lakh ton. But I mean, per capita consumption almost remains same, not changed much. So we at least by another 2 years we have to pass 12 kilo per person per year. So that is one thing. Then I think recently we heard a national, global hunger index. Okay, India rated somewhere at 107. Even though we are not accepting that, but still, I think all our states should work, especially Punjab, Rajasthan, Gujarat, and few other states where per capita consumption is very poor. Fish consumption itself is very poor when it comes to weekly basis or monthly basis also. So that part, director should take note on that. Then to support the farmers, I think all our directors knows. Group accident insurance, aqua insurance we introduced, vessel insurance we are introducing, certification, whatever traceability, farm to fork, whatever we are doing. That also we are identifying the 7 agencies. We are giving freedom to state government so that they can work with the uh, certification agencies. That also we are working. Then cluster-based business organization. Okay. So 700 FFPOs were going to form in India. So 20 NFDB. Already 5 CBOs we identified. So we are financed them so that farmers can have the group and work with them and bargain for the seed, feed, and other activities. So river ranching is the one process really I want to highlight here. Most of the states are doing very good when it comes to river ranching. Assam, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, and all things. So basically, this is the to achieve the nutrition security of India. So overall, staying next to the river and in the forest area, those people also fish should be available. So whether it's IMC, whether it's any species which is suitable for particular rivers, I think should go for that. Basically, you have to hire a brooder from the same river and breed it in your hatchery and restock into that thing. So this is one area. The sea ranching, as I told, 6 crores action plan we are already prepared for the sea ranching. Pilot scale, 2, 3 states will take. The artificial reefs, yes, this is the lead of the hour due to many other issues. So we are losing mangroves and these best areas where fish can breed. Then coastal village development we are working. Disease controls are already mentioned. So as already CFP has transferred the technology to Indian Immunological Limited. Recently, this managing director visited NFDB. We are closely working with them. I am planning to have this SIBA and CFE and one more is the institute. Actually, they transfer the technology and vaccines. So I would like to have one meeting with IIL as well as our ICR institute so that bacterial vaccines can be taken immediately. Export market, whatever we are exporting thing, we are giving maximum care. Okay, EU regulations, USP and all these things. But when it comes to Indian domestic market, okay, so hardly we are exporting around 14 lakh ton. Okay, around 1.5 lakh ton we have to eat. Okay, so again, our health, our concerns also important. So vaccines for our freshwater fishes is very important. We are working very closely with them. Then Of course, we are sponsoring so many seminars, symposiums, and all those things. So one more, like somewhere in January and February, we are planning to have one FAO, NFDB, BOBB collaboration exclusive on fishing technology. Okay, because we have many issues when it comes to fishing technology. So 5 days it will be FAO program. We are working on that. So that I will share with everybody. Then I already mentioned about the national seed plan. And one more important thing. Now 21 July, Government of India about a cooperative ministry. I think all of you know that. Mr. Amit Shah, Honorable Home Minister, is in charge of that also. Recently, we had 3-4 meetings on that. Okay. So, I mean, cooperative for any sector, agriculture sector, if you take the sugar sector in India, I think the best cooperatives are working in that. Dairy sector, due to cooperatives only, it is very effective. In fisheries also, once upon a time, few states are showing very good result. But nowadays, due to many reasons, it is not up to the mark. So, one side, we are working on cluster-based business organization with FFPOs. Then by December 31st, we have to map all the cooperatives, all the federations in India. So that Government of India thinking of establishing cooperative university also, so that all the states will understand, okay, how cooperative system in fisheries also can be effectively work. So that profit and things will be easily reach to the end users. Then other than that, sir, we had under innovative projects we had 3 crores sir, for last 3 years. So recently we sponsored our 9 projects for ICR institutes as well as state agriculture institutes, including Jammu Kashmir, Ludhiana, CIFA, CAFE, and many other institutes. Sir. 20 to 23 also we are expecting. We would like to work with all the scientists. Because NFDB is a development agency, directly we cannot, sanction the pure research. But anything like validation, anything like refining the technology and demonstration, definitely you can work on that. So then training and capacity building, then all these things, anything you require, exposure visits, any states or any ICAR institutes, we are always ready to help them. So with this, I'll conclude my remarks. I'll be here today as well as tomorrow, so that let it be interactive session. Okay, whatever I think tea time I had 2-3 queries from Divedi Saab and other our state government staff. Officers, because basically state government, all the Department of Fisheries, respective states are our implementing arms. ICR is our research arm. So we are here. So I think all are here in right time. Right time. I congratulate Honorable Vice Chancellor of CAFE and his team, and Honorable DDG Fisheries and Dilip Kumar Saab and Sao Saab and everybody, all the experts. This is the need of the hour. Let us have a thorough interaction, a one-to-one interaction, a two-way interaction, so that what are the issues are there. Already 2.5 years we completed. Okay. So, but results are not up to the mark. There are many issues. So let us discuss with all the scientists, all the experts here, come out with a proper recommendation, so that it's easy for us, NFDB or Government of India also, to implement and understand the problem. With this, I conclude. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Thank you.
Maybe in between, if anything, respond anybody like to give also, because again we don't get opportunity. Based on the Dr. Murthy's discussion or talk, anybody like to ask any, because NFDB is for everyone. Anybody like to?
This is open for discussion, so anybody can volunteer and ask.
About the NFDB program, whatever he spoke. Or all of you are very much well versed with but two areas just I have noted. One is river ranging, which is being taken in a massive scale. All of you are involved. In some of the states you have been doing that 3-4 years. Only my request is please ensure that the seed, what Dr. Murthy told, seed you stock it from the same river or adjacent river of same stock. If you want to adjacent river also has same stock or not, genetic stock, we can identify how any of our institute can help. Otherwise, whatever benefit you will do more harm for future. Because if tomorrow somebody want to do any get a wild crop, you will be contaminating. So this is one thing. Second, you spoke about the exposure visit. I had earlier also suggested NFDP as well as the ministry. For example, exposure visit for farmers, perfect. But exposure visit of the officials, even the director, commissioner, even the secretaries are also equally important. Why important? All the time we give example of Vietnam is doing something, Cambodia is doing something, Thailand is doing something. Whether they are doing or not, well, whatever you do, whatever you speak, a visit of 3 to 5 days, even a week visit would be making so much of difference. I was trying to just calculate how many states where you need about 30, not example, 30,
35.
even 30 to charge our official of 120 लोग 120 लोगों को you need to spend only about 3-4 crore rupees, not more than 3 lakh per even travel etc. That will make a big difference. That is one exposure visit for the officer. Second is, even there can be a provision in this, in the whether PMSSY or NLDP, sponsoring to the giving some funds to the state, exposure visit of any stakeholder, even if they take 10 people to different places, just 3 days highlight for example. After coming back, the message they will get is the confidence level they will get would be so different. That is what is maybe even if you spend 10 crore rupees, it is not an expenditure, it would be investment. Let me tell you. So probably this point you can note, and I have spoken to Secretary Saab also earlier. I've spoken to CNFDB, but we have not been able to probably I do not know able to convince. That means it is my failure. I would consider that I am not able to convince. But it is must. It is must at every level. Every level. For example, even the State Department officials refresher course. We talk refresher course, but never we do. But for our and the scientist, for our promotion from one level to other level, you need at least 3 weeks summer school. Otherwise, you will not be getting promoted. So such I think somewhere, even if it is, we should not consider these as expenditure. If they come, even if you think they come just for roaming, still it will make difference. Even if somebody comes to Mumbai for 1 week, even 3 days they gossip also, still it will make a difference. So probably we need to
Yes, sir.
give little focus, some money allocation need to be there from NFDB. Maybe next year meeting, EC meeting and all, we can, from our side, we can. It is my view, I think I view of everyone. And in the recommendation, if you think it is relevant, please discuss also. Okay, thank you so much.
Sir, just I will add one point, sir. As far as exposure within India, already we started. I think many states, suppose seaweed is the now Honorable Prime Minister also very particular about that. So I think already out of 7 states, 5 states visited Gujarat as well as.
Okay.
Sir,
But I wish the seaweed whoever we are advocating, they visit Indonesia.
Yes, sir.
We talk of Korea, Indonesia, China. If China, leave China because going difficult, getting clearance is difficult. Philippines. So,
Yes, sir.
so unless you see thing, seeing is believing. That is what all the time we say.
Yes,
Okay,
yes, sir. Within India, already exposure visits are there. Any states, which after
no need to respond that.
yeah. The foreign thing, they definitely will think of that. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
सर एनएफडीपी का जब बना था तो ये हम सोच रहे थे कि एक एजेंसी होगी जो हमारी हैंड होल्डिंग करेगी, लेकिन अब जो इनका काम शुरू हो गया वो ऐसा लग रहा है कि मॉनिटरिंग एजेंसी हमारी हो गई है। नहीं, आई एम जस्ट टॉकिंग माय एक्सपीरियंस, शेयरिंग माय एक्सपीरियंस। तो ये हम समझ रहे थे जैसे हमें डीपीआर बनाना है, डीपीआर कोई नहीं आए सपोर्ट करने के लिए, कुछ लोग हमारे गए, ट्रेनिंग हुई, अब डीपीआर में ऑब्जेक्शंस हो रहे हैं, तो ये उनके लोग हमारे पास आने चाहिए, उन्हें ट्रेन करना चाहिए कि भाई डीपीआर में ये टेम्पलेट्स है, ये दीजिए, आप ये इन्फॉर्मेशन दीजिए। तो इस तरह की बात होनी चाहिए कि ये हमारी हैंडलिंग करें, इंस्टेड ऑफ कि आप फॉर्मेट्स भेज रहे हैं, कीप ऑन चेंजिंग द फॉर्मेट्स, ये कर दीजिए, ये चेंज कर दीजिए। व्हेन वी आर सेंडिंग द लिस्ट ऑफ बेनिफिशियरीज, ये हिंदी में क्यों भेजा, इसको इंग्लिश में भेज दीजिए। व्हेन यू सेंड इन इंग्लिश, दे से एसीएस नहीं बताया आपने, इसमें फीमेल्स का नंबर्स नहीं पता। तो देखिए जब हमारा सपोर्ट ही नहीं आपको मिल रहा है, मैन पावर आपके नहीं आ रहा है हमारे पास, कोई बजट सपोर्ट नहीं कर रहे हैं, तो फिर आप हमारे क्या कर रहे हैं। तो इसलिए मेरा ये रिक्वेस्ट है सर कि एनएफडीबी जो है हमें पूरा टेक्निकल सपोर्ट करे और वो लोग हमारे पास आए। अभी नई टेक्नोलॉजीज आ गई है, आरएस आ गया, बायोफ्लॉक्स आ गया, उसमें फार्मर्स को प्रॉब्लम हो रहे हैं, कौन से कैंडिडेट्स लेके चले जहाँ प्रोडक्टिविटी का एनहांसमेंट और कॉमन स्पेस पे उनको ज्यादा आमदनी हो जाए। ये उनके यहाँ सपोर्ट आ रहा है कि हमारा सिर्फ प्रोजेक्ट्स का वो टेक्निकल स्क्रूटनी कर रहे हैं और फिर सैंक्शन हो रहा है। मेरे एक्सपर्ट
I'll reply. I got.
सर मेरी बात सुन लीजिए सर पहले। सर मेरी बात सुन लीजिए सर मेरा ये कहना था कि ये चीज होनी चाहिए। ये हम कई बार चाह भी रहे थे, बीच में कोरोना पीरियड हो गया तो ज्यादा नहीं बात कर पाए हम लोग इसमें। सर हम 2009 से हैं जब ये, उसके बाद एनएफटीपी आया सर, तो ये मेरा एक्सपेक्टेशंस है एनएफटीपी से जो मैंने कहा सर।
वो एक्चुअली हम लोग अभी बुलाएंगे इंडिविजुअली।
Just one for example, I asked him that ये जो how much we have funded,
RAS
platform. He said something 3,000, 4,000.
Sir.
And I said, out of that, how many are being successful or sustaining? He said that, you see, for that, he will have to go and ask you.
Sir.
If you are not asking, for that he will have to monitor. Otherwise, the society cannot change. तो ठीक है, हम लोग फिर तो
Sir, just with permission of the one second, finish it. ठीक है, मैं समझ गया, but DPR बनाने के लिए गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया also there is allotment, 10 lakhs allotment is there, big DPRs. Okay. Other than that, NFTP already uploaded so many consultants. Suppose you want RES, biofloc, ornamental, pond culture, whatever thing, cage culture, yeah, there. But still, NFTP can hand over anytime. We never left out with the
We can discuss.
Right.
Thank you so much, Dr. Murthy.
Thank you, Dr. Murthy, for flagging some important issues.
Just one listen.
Now I request, like, it's voluntary, whoever wants to talk, and we want to know that what are your expectations from this program particularly. So any one of you can come here and talk, and we are.
Expectation from program, expectation from research system.
Yeah.
In general.
But briefly, okay. Briefly.
But please
Maximum
be little brief because we have very
This
less
is
time.
additional item we have added.
Yeah.
So otherwise,
Please.
the permission to scold me.
No, one thing. Already we have going to have a good discussion. The whole discussion will happen there. Okay. Then if we start having discussion here, then there's no purpose in having the good discussion.
Okay.
Here, quickly, know what is your expectation, 1 or 2 lines. We would appreciate those, not when calling everybody. Okay.
This is for our benefit.
Anything specifically.
This is for my
Otherwise,
knowledge.
we are wasting our
Okay,
time.
okay, sir.
We losing time.
Respected dignitaries,
Which one?
dash, respected guests and affectionate hosts. मैं यहाँ सिर्फ इतना ही कहने आया हूँ कि फिशरीज के बारे में सोचने के लिए समय नहीं मिलता है। सबका एक ही एम है कि कैसे हमारे कम्युनिटी का और कल्याण हो, कैसे कमर्शियल फिशरीज आगे बढ़े, कैसे सोशल फिशरीज आगे बढ़े, इसके लिए हम लोग यहाँ पर उपस्थित हुए हैं। हमको बहुत अच्छा लगा कि सीफा ने इस ढंग का रिप्रेजेंटेशन दिया, लगा कि उन्होंने रियली में हम लोग के बारे में बहुत ही खुफिया जानकारी रख के बहुत अच्छा रिसर्च दिया है। वो हमारे आईना दिखाने लायक है और अच्छा लगा, बहुत कुछ जानने का मौका मिलता है। मैं सिर्फ इतना ही सहयोग चाहता हूं कि मैं रुक जाता हूं जहां मेरे हाथ बंद जाते हैं, जहां मेरा दिमाग काम करना है, वहां आईसीआर आ गया है। बस इतना ही चाहूंगा। आईसीआर के जितने इंस्टीट्यूट हैं सब लोगों से बस इतना ही है कि जहां भी फिशरीज में किसी भी सेक्टर में जहां जिस रास्ते में जहां अटक रहे हैं वहां हम लोगों को सपोर्ट करें। और सीफा को यह महसूस हो गया होगा, डीडीजी आईसीआर को भी यह महसूस हो गया होगा कि स्टेट फिशरीज आपके साथ जुड़ने के लिए, आपका मार्गदर्शन लेने के लिए कितने उत्सुक हैं और यहाँ पर उपस्थित हुए हैं। इसलिए मैं इतना ही अपेक्षा करूंगा। इशूज तो सामने सब आएंगे ही आएंगे, लेकिन जो भी इशू आए उसको हमारे साथ मिलके कदम में कदम आगे सहयोग करें, मार्गदर्शन करें। कंसल्टेंसी की जरूरत पड़े, डीपीआर की जरूरत पड़े, या जहां पर भी अटके, आजकल तो बहुत फिश ब्रीडिंग, वेराइटीज ऑफ फिश ब्रीडिंग का, हैचरी का, छोटा हैचरी का, या व्हाट्सएवर जो भी नए लेटेस्ट टेक्नोलॉजी आ रहे हैं उस पर काम होना चाहिए और हमको सपोर्ट मिलना चाहिए। एक्सपोजर विजिट तो बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है बाहर का। जैसे हम एक उदाहरण बताना चाहेंगे, एक छोटा सा उदाहरण। हम इजराइल गए गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया के सहयोग से। हमने वहां पर आरएस सिस्टम देख के आया। पता चला कि 2004 से यहाँ आरएस सिस्टम चल रहा है, वो भी सर्कुलर हैचरी चल रहा है, सर्कुलर आरएस चल रहा है। यहाँ गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने एक 8 टैंक का सीमेंटेड हैचरी का एक प्रोटोटाइप बना के रखा था, और उसमें जो भी एक फिल्ट्रेशन सिस्टम छोटा था वैसा लगा के रखा था, वही था। लेकिन आज भी उसमें चेंज की जरूरत है, अभी भी उससे आगे नहीं बढ़ा है, वही प्रोटोटाइप पर चल रहा है। और हम लोग उस बैरियर को तोड़ के हम लोग सर्कुलर आरएस सिस्टम बना रहे हैं, जो कि हमको एनएफडीबी ने अभी तक अलाउ, या गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने अभी तक अलाउ नहीं किया। तो इस ढंग से थोड़ा फ्लेक्सिबल होना पड़ेगा। लेटेस्ट टेक्नोलॉजी जो इंटरनेशनल मार्केट में है, जिससे सिफा जुड़ा हुआ है, और भी हमारे इंस्टीट्यूट जुड़े हुए हैं, डीडीजी जुड़े हुए हैं, हमारे बहुत से एक्सपर्ट्स जुड़े हुए हैं। डॉक्टर दिलीप साहब तो कहना ही नहीं है, ये तो हमेशा मार्गदर्शन करते रहते हैं। और बहुत अच्छा लगा, यहाँ जब भी आए, पिछले बार भी आए थे, तो देव साहब से, ओझा जी से, साहू साहब से, और माननीय हमारे डायरेक्टर सर से, सबसे बातचीत हुई। इतना अच्छा लगा देख के, जान के कि कितना अच्छा काम हो रहा है। कैसे लीप पर बात चल रही थी कि कैसे हम लोग फीड में मोनोपोली आने वाला है लोगों का, कुछ बिजनेसमैन आ रहे हैं, तो कैसे फीड लोकल लेवल पर पहुंचे और कैसे उसका प्रोटीन एवेलेबिलिटी किस दूसरे चीज के माध्यम से हो, वो लीप पर भी काम किया जा रहा है। ये सिफा ने किया है, बहुत अच्छा लगा। मैं इतना ही रिक्वेस्ट मेरा है, आगे तो हम लोग डिस्कस करेंगे अपना अपना जो भी ग्रुप है, लेकिन आईसीआर से मेरा विनम्र अनुरोध है, हमारे डीडीजी साहब तो खैर हमेशा तैयार रहते हैं, और गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया से और एनएफडीबी के साथ सबको, उन लोगों से क्या क्या चीज हमको चाहिए, कहाँ कहाँ हमारी समस्या है, कैसे उसके पास स्टाफ स्ट्रेंथ नहीं है, उसके पास कंसल्टेंसी नहीं है, उसके पास एक्सपर्ट नहीं हो सकता है, उसके बेनिफिशियरी जो करने वाले हैं उनमें कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं आ रहा है कि सर हम वो पैसा लगा रहा है अपना 40% 60%, उसको जब तक कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं होगा कि हम कैसे आगे बढ़े, हमारे एक्सपर्ट, हमारे पास उस ढंग के एक्सपर्ट नहीं है फिशरीज में, वो हम तो एक्सटेंशन का काम भी कर रहे हैं, एग्जीक्यूशन भी कर रहे हैं, तो हमारे पास एक्सपर्टीज नहीं हो सकते है। हम जैक ऑफ ट्रेड, मास्टर ऑफ नन, जैक ऑफ ऑल ट्रेड्स, मास्टर ऑफ नन। फिशरीज का स्टेट फिशरीज के यही हाल है। तो इसमें जब तक आप लोगों का सुपर स्पेशलिटी का, सब लोगों का अगर रिफाइन हमको नहीं कीजिएगा, क्रूड चलेंगे, तो फिशरीज बहुत शार्पली आगे नहीं बढ़ेगा। बस इतना ही कहना चाहेंगे। थैंक यू।
कोई भी आएगी।
Very quickly, okay?
State also please mention.
तमिलनाडु।
Good morning, everyone. I'm Janardhan from the state of Tamil Nadu, representing Department of Fisheries. So, two things I want to actually mention here. One is the life of the fisherman at sea. Actually, no one is talking about the fisherman life at sea, because without fishermen, we are nothing. We won't get fish. So, even if you are minimizing the accidental death of one fisherman, we need to train the fisherman at least in the aspect of safety and there is no particular institute for carrying out these entire things. So we need to focus more on the life of the risk fishermen taking at the sea. Yes. So the second thing is that the professionalism. So we are implementing so many schemes, so many new technologies, innovations, and everything to east states, but we are lacking in the professionalism. So we are taking the schemes to the beneficiaries, farmers, and everything. So we need to focus more on the, taking the professions to the core level, so that everyone can benefit from the schemes designating through Government of India from the states. So these are the two things I want to focus on here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, please.
नमस्कार।
ईश्वर सिंह हरियाणा से। तो आभार व्यक्त करते हैं कि CIFE ने हमारे को बुलाया। 96 में कोलकाता पढ़े थे, उसके बाद CIFE ने कभी याद नहीं किया। इसी इंस्टीट्यूशन की पुरानी बिल्डिंग में मैं आया था और आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ CIFE सेंटर लाड़ी का, जिसकी वजह से हरियाणा का स्थान है। हरियाणा के लिए डॉक्टर रेड्डी, डॉक्टर हरे कृष्ण इज नो मोर, उनके साथ हमने काम किया है और हरियाणा में जो सलाइन वाटर पे जो काम हो रहा है उसका सारा क्रेडिट हम CIFE को देते हैं और मैं आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ। सेकेंडली, दीदी फिशरीज बैठे हैं सर, उनका भी, और वाइस चांसलर साहब डॉक्टर रविशंकर जी, इनका भी बड़ा आभार है। क्विक टाइम पे हमारा जो है प्री फिजिबिलिटी रिपोर्ट सेंटर ऑफ एक्सीलेंस का बनाया और उसका आभार है। और हमने जमीन जो है वो परचेज कर ली है, लैंड वो हम परचेज कर लिए। और सेकंड रिक्वेस्ट में मेरे डॉक्टर साहब ने मुझे आदेश दिए थे कि आप रिक्वेस्ट करना कि DPR भी जल्दी बना दें ताकि हम वी कैन गो अहेड फॉर द प्रोजेक्ट सेंटर ऑफ एक्सीलेंस। थैंक यू वेरी मच। और आगे तो मैं थोड़ा सा अपने बारे में बात करूं कि CIFE का, प्लीज फॉरगिव मी अगर मैं ज्यादा कुछ बोल जाऊं तो, लेकिन मुझे थोड़ा बोल लेना चाहिए। आपका स्टूडेंट रहा हूं इस इंस्टीट्यूट का। CIFE का मैंडेट रहा है बेस लेवल के और मिडिल लेवल के ऑफिसर को ट्रेन करना। पार्टिकुलरली फिशरी ऑफिसर मैं जब था तो ट्रेनिंग ले ली टाइम। उसके बाद मिडिल लेवल के ऑफिसर्स, व्हेन आई बिकम डिस्ट्रिक्ट ऑफिसर एंड नाउ आई एम डिप्टी डायरेक्टर वर्किंग एट हेडक्वार्टर, सो हमारे लिए कुछ नहीं हुआ। आई थिंक इन माई ओपिनियन, जब मैं 96 में कोलकाता पढ़ा, प्रोफेसर कुलदीप सिंह थे, बहुत अच्छा पढ़ा। और वो सिलेबस जो 1 साल का इनलैंड फिशरीज का था, आई थिंक इट्स वन ऑफ द बेस्ट डिजाइन सिलेबस इन द वर्ल्ड। आई बीन अब्रॉड आल्सो, व्हाट आई कुड लर्न फ्रॉम दैट सिलेबस, दैट्स अनफॉरगेटेबल। जो कुछ है उसी सिलेबस की वजह से हम फिशरीज का कुछ कर पाए। सेकेंडली, उसके बाद मिडिल लेवल पे CIFE ने हमारा कोई ध्यान नहीं किया। वेरी मच सॉरी फॉर दैट। मैं इसी प्लेटफॉर्म पे डॉक्टर आबिदी थी 96 में, दिसंबर में आया था। मैंने उनको रिक्वेस्ट किया था, डॉक्टर साहब आप मिडिल लेवल के ऑफिसर के लिए कोर्स क्लोज कर रहे हैं तो ये बहुत बुरी बात है सर। हाउ वी विल इनहांस आवर कैरियर, अब हम आगे कैसे बढ़ेंगे, इससे ज्यादा हम करना चाहते हैं, लेकिन CIFE ने कोई ध्यान नहीं दिया। इसके लिए मझधार में कहते हैं ना, शायर ने कहा कि मझधार में हमें छोड़ दिया। यूनिवर्सिटी, आप बुरा मत मानना, कुछ यूनिवर्सिटीज के, अच्छी यूनिवर्सिटी से पढ़े लिखे स्कॉलर होंगे, मैं तो बहुत ही कम पढ़ा लिखा हूँ, कि सभी यूनिवर्सिटीज जो हमें पढ़ाती है MFSC और so many degrees they are imparting, but CIFE is different, in my opinion, it's different। और CIFE ने अपने आप को दूर करके अच्छा नहीं किया। मैं तो 2 साल बाद रिटायर हो जाऊंगा, लेकिन मेरा रिक्वेस्ट है कि आने वाली जनरेशन के लिए CIFE कुछ करे। Request, the DFSC course was best designed course in the world, but reading its syllabus it seems, क्यों बंद किया? I don't know। और उसके बाद कोई प्रयास नहीं किया।
नहीं, ये थोड़ा सुझाव आपसे भी, आप मॉडरेट लेवल के लिए कितना दिन का आप सोचते हैं कि काफी है?
देखिए
2 महीना।
सर अब हम तो देखो रिटायर हो जाएंगे 2 साल बाद। 1 साल का वो इनलैंड था, फ्रेश वाटर एक्वाकल्चर कोर्स आई हैव सीन देयर, दैट वाज शोन इन द स्क्रीन। उनमें MFSC क्यों नहीं करते स्टेट्स के लिए? क्यों MSc एक्वाकल्चर क्यों नहीं करते? यूनिवर्सिटी का सिस्टम अलग है। यूनिवर्सिटी तुम्हारा परसेंटेज इतना होना चाहिए, तुम +2 स्ट्रीम का होना चाहिए, तुम ये टेस्ट पास करो, तुम वो टेस्ट का पास करो। बट CIFE is asking nothing, just nomination from the state। जो मैंने पढ़ा CIFE का मैंडेट वो यही था, टू ट्रेन द बेस लेवल ऑफिसर एंड द मिडिल लेवल ऑफिसर। The middle level officer got not taken care of, and for that, what happened in the state? People are sending for MFSC pick and choose. I would also become the director of the state if I have been given the opportunity to undergo DFSC course, and I have done something more. But what the state government has not given me the opportunity. If this course have been there, then I would have done more.
Anyway, सुझाव दीजिए जो भी HRD में।
सुझाव तो मेरा यही है कि देखिए आप मिडिल लेवल के
सेशन में
मिडिल लेवल, ओके,
सब जब होगा ना,
हाँ।
Session
बहुत
में
अच्छा
डालेंगे।
पॉइंट है।
But this is that what I want to discuss on the house. Rest of the things will be discussed on the groups.
Thank
नहीं
you.
नहीं, ग्रुप के बाद फिर हाउस में discuss होगा।
We'll presentation.
Okay. Thank you, all the senior present on the dais for providing me opportunity and to say me the things. तो मेरी अपने दिल की बात कहने का अवसर दिया, इसके लिए बहुत बहुत। मन की बात तो मैं नहीं कहूँगा, माननीय प्रधानमंत्री का सवाल है, लेकिन दिल की बात कहने का अवसर दिया, इसके लिए बहुत बहुत आभार। थैंक यू लोग। और मेरे साथी मेरे सीनियर ने बहुत अच्छी बात कही थी। और दूसरी एक और बात कहूँगा, डॉक्टर मूर्ति से संबंधित है। अगेन NFD is conducting day by day meeting. वो हमारे को रोज भी सकती है different things. Please spare little time to work in the office also. हमारे को ऑफिस में काम करने का भी अपॉर्चुनिटी दीजिए, बहुत काम हमारे। Thank you with all these words. Thank you very much.
Respected dignitaries on the dais, experts and luminaries in the fisheries field, directors of various districts, ladies and gentlemen. I really thank for giving me this opportunity to attend this conclave, and I came here with a great expectation. And then actually, I want to share just 2 points regarding our state, Nagaland. Nagaland, we have earlier we were having only 12 districts, but now it has become 16 districts. And people say that you don't have a fisheries scope for development of fisheries in Nagaland. But I'm from Nagaland. I know what it's doing in Nagaland. I can say that there's a lot of scope for fisheries development in our state. Because in some meetings, some dignitaries, they used to say that you don't have much scope since you're from hilly state. Because we got out of 16 districts, half of the districts that is in blend sector, like Dimapur, Chaluki, there's a Moon Valley, it's bordering Assam, and this side bordering Manipur. So we got lots of physical areas to develop this fishery activities. So now we are getting lots of support from the ministries, NFTB, and then National Cold Water Fisheries, Climtal. Now we have developed this Mahashir hatchery also, and then this trout hatchery also. So we are really grateful of due to intervention of this ministry and implementation of this BMMSY and erstwhile Blue Revolution. There's lots of fish farmers have been developed, and they are having a sustainable income. And one thing, now we have like most of our farmers, they do this terrace cultivation. So it's a seasonal. During monsoon season, they take a river from this small river, water from the small river. They do this paddy cultivation. So almost all the paddy cultivators, they rear fish along with the paddy. So paddy cum fish culture, integrated fish farming is very essential for us. And then this one, I would like to request our executive directors to include in the guidelines of the BMM as well, also because I haven't seen this integrated fish farming in the guidelines, or I may be wrong also. And then secondly, sir, for implementation of all this latest technology, we need training support and human resource support from CIFE. So, sir, if you could kindly share the calendar of training calendars to us, I'm most willing to send my officers for the training. So it's a great expedition that you will share the opportunity with us also. So we have a ICR Institute in Charnapani, that is in Dimapur, one ICR Institute. So I'm sorry to say that we don't get much support from this ICR Institute towards this fisheries sector. That is for Mitun Research Institutes. So if there's possibilities, sir, if something can be done for this inclusion of experts in fisheries field, so that every time, even if we can't come here, we can take the help from our own state. So that's a few things I would like to share. Thank you so much, sir.
Yes, sir.
Please, come, sir.
Please, please.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm the Director of Fisheries Manipur. 3 points I'd like to highlight, taking advantage of this conclave. One is a testimony regarding how training changes the lives of the dam-affected villagers in one of the districts in Manipur. There is a dam has been constructed a few years back. This dam is an irrigation and multi-purpose dam, Mapitel Dam, and it has affected and destroyed the livelihood of 22 villages. And there was a lot of human rights issues also come up. Anyway, their livelihood has been completely shattered with the construction of this dam. This was considered as a blessing for the people in Imphal, the capital city, for dam provides drinking water facilities 24/7. But for these 22 villages which have been affected by the construction, this was a doom or disaster. What happened is that it is in the hill areas, and so all the villages in the 22 villages are the tribal people who has no knowledge or traditional knowledge of fisheries. And they were doing agricultural practices before the dam was constructed. Those living in the upstream and downstream also will equally affected. But those living in the upstream, throughout the year, the water level has been increased dramatically, and all their homes and villages have been uprooted, and so they were shifted to a safer place nearby the dam. But their economic lifeline and livelihood was completely destroyed. What happened is that after I joined last year, I, along with the CIFRI Barakpur, took an initiative. Initially, they have not shown any interest to take up the fisheries activities in the upstream, which is huge fresh water. And because they have not done it, because fisheries is not their profession, not their, they have not done it. They have not exposed, and they have no idea how to do it and how to go about it. So we trained we first motivated few villagers, and maximum people who has a lot of reservations about the success of the fisheries, because people are not trained, not experienced, but somehow against their wishes or the criticism, we selected few youths and trained. CIFRI also trained, the Department of Fisheries Manipur also trained. And CIFRI also provided the case culture, because what is more suitable in this fresh water is the case culture. We thought out that the case culture will provide them their livelihood, and it is also easier for maintenance and for operating the thing. And then finally, within last 2 years, after giving all the equipments free of cost, train them in Kolkata, CIFRI's on campus, train them in Imphal in our campus. The success story, the first success come this last month, when a lot of fishes were harvested from the case culture. And I would like to inform the August gathering that case culture, in fact, in the Northeast Manipur is #1. And this has been acknowledged by the CIFRI scientist officials who visited Manipur also. So this is how training changed the mindset of the people, and also they have no other alternative livelihood apart from that agriculture, which has been affected by the construction of the dam. And so the exposure visit of these farmers in villages under the NFTV schedule or guidelines will promote it, and we will be sending proposals to the NFTV. But my testimony is about the success, how training has changed the perception of the local people, tribal people, and also brought to the mainstream fisheries activities that helped to sustain their livelihood. Then another success story is about the fish mela. In Manipur, every year we celebrate in the month of during the month of October, November, we celebrate Ningol Chakoba, which is on the same lines of Raksha Bandhan, fostering ties between the sibling brothers and sisters. And on this particular occasion, married women are invited to their parental house by their parents or by the, especially on the invitation of the brothers. So this is celebrated amongst the Hindu Manipuris who are settled in the valley districts of Manipur. And one unique thing is that from 1979, the Department of Fisheries has been holding Fish Festival or Fish Mela on the eve of Ningol Chakoba, one day before the festival occurs. And this year, the sale of fish during only one day Mela was 1,000 recorded, 1,28,000 kilos per day. And when it is calculated in terms of rupees, the sale per day sale for that particular Mela it has been found out as some like around 2.5 crores. And that is for a small state with having very less population, and also the festival being celebrated by a major section of the communities in Manipur for us. And regarding, I also endorse the views expressed by the Nagaland director of fisheries regard in Manipur. The total of the whole total area, the 10% is in the valley and 90% in the hills. Although we have large tracts of land in the hill districts, fisheries activities cannot be carried out in large scale. So traditionally, in many villages of this 90% area of the state, PCP is the only traditional fisheries practice. But in PMSY, as PCP, promotion of PCP is not found. And so I would also like the pedicom physical. Because if we are talking about, when we talk about sustainable fisheries, Manipur, the fisheries activities which practice in this total 10% of the area of the state is providing and supplying to the hills districts, and hill districts has got a total area of 90%, constitutes 90% of the total area. But what is relevant in the hill districts is not found in the guidelines of the PMSY. And of course, we get some funds under this RKVY. But I was told that recently that Ministry of Agriculture will scrap this RKVY scheme. And I don't know what is the fate of the majority of the population of the hill districts of Manipur, which is residing in 90% of the total area, and about their fate also. So if under this PMSY PCP is promoted, then at least the people in the hill districts, mostly the tribal people, will definitely produce fishery products not sustainable. At least 30%, 40% of their requirement per annum will be met through this PCP. And because PCP is not a new thing, this is a traditional method of fish rearing which has been practiced since time immemorial. Thank you.
चाहते हैं कि ज्यादा जितना प्रिसाइजली आप बोलेंगे अच्छा है, एक्सपेक्टेशंस थोड़ा बोलने से इंस्टेड ऑफ
बस 2 लाइन
नहीं कुछ ज्यादा नहीं, नो प्रॉब्लम।
नहीं, बाकी जो फिर डिस्कशन के लिए कुछ बचेगा नहीं, वो भी जरूरी है, वो भी एक पार्ट है आज के प्रोग्राम का। सर 2-3 चीजें जो मुझसे प्ले के डायरेक्टर साहिबान ने कही हैं, उनको रिपीट नहीं कहा कि हमको हैंड होल्ड
अगर मैं सर एनएस रहमानी, ज्वाइंट डायरेक्टर फिशरीज यूपी। जो चीजें हमको लैकिंग लगी हैं, हमने कई फोरम पे अलग अलग ये बात कही है कि जब ब्लू रिवोल्यूशन से हम स्विच ओवर किया हमने पीएमएमएसवाई में, तो जो हमारे कम्युनिटी पॉइंट्स हैं उनको हमने छोड़ दिया। जो हमारी वाटर बॉडीज का लगभग 90% है फ्रेश वाटर में, एटलीस्ट तो फ्रेश वाटर फिशरीज, फ्रेश वाटर एक्वाकल्चर में हमने कम्युनिटी पॉइंट्स को छोड़ के उनको अपने किसी भी तरह के सपोर्ट से बाहर कर दिया है। हम न्यूली कंस्ट्रक्टेड पॉइंट पे इनपुट्स दे रहे हैं, विद ए राइडर की इनपुट उन्हीं को दिया जाएगा जिनका नया पॉइंट कंस्ट्रक्ट होगा। ये चीज अगर कोई लीज पे फ्रेश कम्युनिटी पॉइंट लेता है 10 to 12 ईयर्स लीज पे, 10 ईयर लीज पे, आप 10 ईयर लीज पे 6 करोड़ रुपए का फीड मिल दे देते हैं और उसको 4 लाख रुपए का इनपुट नहीं देते हैं। ये चीज कुछ ऐसा लगता है कि आपने कहीं कुछ लैकिंग है। मुझे एक अपॉर्चुनिटी मिली थी सेक्रेटरी जीवाई सर को कहने की, वहां भी मैंने ये बात उठाई थी। ज्वाइंट सेक्रेटरी मेहरा सर से कई बार कहा है, सब लोग ये तो कहते हैं कि हाँ ये छूट गया है, बट हम चाहेंगे कि डीडीजी साहब से, सिंस ही इज ऑन द टॉप ऑफ द फैटर्निटी, कि वो इसको एड्रेस करें, और एनओटीबी के रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स हैं और जो पॉलिसी मेकर्स हैं, खासतौर से दिलीप कुमार सर हम लोग को हमेशा लाइव दिखाते रहे हैं, इसको सर देख लीजिएगा। दूसरा, डाइवर्सिफिकेशन ऑफ स्पीशीज। हम लोग अभी आईएमसी और कुछ एक्सोटिक कार्प्स और कुछ सीड जो स्मगल होके दूसरे कंट्री से आ जाए उस पर डिपेंड है। हमको स्टेट में उसके लिए चाहिए। अभी मूर्ति सर ने कहा था कि अगर कोई हैचरी लगाए, वी आर रेडी। आप हमको टेक्नोलॉजी और हमारे स्टाफ की ट्रेनिंग, ये दो चीजें हम आपसे एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं। वी आर लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड टुवर्ड्स यू। तो जो बैकवर्ड फॉरवर्ड लिंकेजेस हैं, हमको जो फॉरवर्ड लिंकेजेस में तो आप हमको टेक्नोलॉजी दें, हमको सपोर्ट करें कि हम हैचरी लगा पाएं अपने स्टेट में, और बैकवर्ड में आपने पहले कहा कि जो प्रोड्यूस है वी आर रेडी टू गेट इट बैक। तो बाई बैक आप पहले कह चुके हैं कि आप गारंटीड है। तीसरा सर, एक चीज है जो हमारे स्टेट के कैबिनेट मिनिस्टर साहब की तरफ से है कि आईसीआर के वो इंस्टीट्यूट जो फिशरीज से रिलेटेड हैं, उनके यहाँ जो रिसर्चेस होती हैं उनकी एक एनुअल हमको बताया जाए, और वो हमारी नॉलेज में रहना चाहिए, ताकि हम अगर कहीं से उससे बेनिफिट ले सकते हो तो हम आपको अप्रोच कर दें। ये बात नहीं रही कि हम आईसीआर से क्या एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं, हमको यही पता नहीं कि आईसीआर के इंस्टीट्यूट करते क्या हैं। तो एनुअली अपना जो उनका आज तक का रिसर्च का अपडेट है वो अगर स्टेट के साथ शेयर करें, तो आई थिंक स्टेट की एक्सपेक्टेशंस में अपने हिसाब से ढूंढ लेंगे हम लोग कि हमको क्या चीज निकाल सकते हैं। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
मैं मध्य प्रदेश से वसीम। तो जो हमारे साथियों ने बात कही, मैं बिल्कुल 100% सहमत हूँ। रहमानी सर ने जो मुद्दा उठाया था, ये काफी संवेदनशील मुद्दा है। हम लोग इनपुट कॉस्ट तालाबों को दे रहे हैं, लेकिन जो हमारे कम्युनिटी पॉइंट है जिनका 10-10 हम पट्टा बना के देते हैं, वो नहीं आ रहे हैं। मैक्सिमम सोसाइटी सर जो है हमारे मध्य प्रदेश में 2506 सोसाइटियां हैं जिनके पास लेके 0 से लेके 1000 हेक्टेयर के तालाब है। हमारी स्टेट पॉलिसी कहती है, हमारा मिनिस्टर सर है या हमारे हाई लेवल समीक्षा होती है, तो उनको हमने सर ड्रॉप कर दिया। जब प्रधानमंत्री मत्स्य संपदा योजना लागू हुई, उसके पहले हमारे पास योजना मध्य प्रदेश सरकार की हुआ करती थी, जिसमें उनको कुछ फंडेड दिया करते थे। ऐसा ही है ना रहमानी जी? उसके बाद हुआ क्या, जब हमारी ये प्रधानमंत्री आई तो उन्होंने कहा सेंट्रल ने जो अडॉप्ट किया वो स्टेट अडॉप्ट करेगी। तो हमारा मतलब वो सोसाइटीज का बंद हुआ है। निवेदन सर आपसे हमारे तरफ से भी इतना ही है कि इस पर बिल्कुल ध्यान देने की आवश्यकता है और बहुत ही जल्दी से इसको किया जाए। सर जो हमारे आरएएस की बात हो रही थी, सर आरएएस में पक्का है जो हमारे मध्य प्रदेश में अनेकों आरएएस बने और बहुत लोगों ने सफल आरएएस बनाए, लेकिन सफल वही हुए जिनके बड़े थे, सरप्लस पॉइंट थे, जिनने 1-1 लाख लीटर कैपेसिटी के टैंक बनाए, वो तो सर सफल हुए। सर डॉक्टर जना सर से निवेदन है, सर कई बार ये बात हो चुकी कि हम इसको कोई टेक्निकल पैरामीटर देंगे कि आरएएस में हमें लगाना क्या है। हमारे यहाँ जो फार्मर्स है यूट्यूब पे देख रहा है कि 25 बाई के 8 टैंक बनाने हैं, उसके फिल्टर्स वगैरह कहाँ से मिलेंगे, कौन से फिल्टर्स रहेंगे, ये कहीं से कहीं तक तो हमें मतलब एनएफडीबी की तरफ से मिला ना, भारत सरकार की तरफ से मिला। छोटा सा एक बिंदु है सर, जो 1 हेक्टेयर का तालाब बना रहे हैं उसकी मिड कॉस्ट हमारी 7 लाख रुपए की, वहीं एक बायोफ्लॉक का पॉइंट है उसकी मिड कॉस्ट 14 लाख रुपए, उसमें केवल 1000 मीटर स्क्वायर लैंड लगनी है। हर आदमी चाहता है कि हम उसको पॉइंट बना के बायोफ्लॉक पॉइंट बना लें, पैसा ज्यादा मिल रहा है सर। उसमें हॉर्टिकल्चर की अनेकों स्कीम्स हैं जिसमें एसडीपी लाइनिंग करके देते हैं, वो भी लग रहा है। अब सर ये दिक्कत ये खड़ी हो रही है कि अनेकों लोगों ने एप्लीकेशन दे दिए और उसमें समस्या ये है कि उसको ना तो हम कह पा रहे हैं कि इसको हम छोड़ें, किसको हम सब्सिडी दें। हाँ सर, जैसा कि शुरुआत से चर्चा हो रही है कि अपनी जो हमारी प्रधानमंत्री मत्स्य संपदा जब से योजना आई, फिशरीज में सनराइज सेक्टर के रूप में हम उभरे, इसमें कोई दो राय नहीं है। एनएफडीबी ने सपोर्ट किया, हमने एक्सपोजर विजिट कराए, हमें आपने पैसा दिया, वनडे प्रोग्राम 3D प्रोग्राम के पैसे मिले। उससे जो पब्लिक में सर इंटरेक्शन हुआ, उन्होंने फिशरीज को देखा, एक्सपोजर विजिट हुए, कई लोगों ने देखा। साहू सर का तो मतलब है, हमें सर जैसे प्रॉन कल्चर के लिए हमारे माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी ने कहा कि आप इसको बढ़ावा दीजिए। जैसे हमारे बालाघाट में जो प्रॉन होता था, मेट्रो भोजन में गए सर, काफी था। हमें एक स्टेट में उन्होंने 50 करोड़ की स्कीम दे दी। आप कहिए कि आप प्रॉन कल्चर को बढ़ावा दीजिए, क्लस्टर्स में इसको चेंज किया। पवारखेड़ा में भी हमारा इंस्टीट्यूट है, उसमें भी हम लोगों ने कुछ 2-4 साल पहले झींगा हुआ करता था, हमने लिया। सर स्थिति ये है कि अब प्रॉन कल्चर का सीड कैपेबिलिटी के लिए बिहार से, उड़ीसा से हम जैसे बात करते हैं, उड़ीसा वालों से तो एक फार्मर्स को वहां कॉल करते हैं, और इतना बेनिफिशियरी नहीं है सर कि वहां जाके कैपेबिलिटी हो सके। तो सर बड़ा हाईली इंटरेस्ट है कि जैसे हमें प्रॉन कल्चर को, मार्केटिंग को बढ़ावा देने के लिए, हमारा सर स्टेट में मछली खाने वालों की संख्या तो कम होती जा रही है, बल्कि वो जो हमारा प्रोडक्शन है उसकी तुलना करें, प्रोडक्शन एकदम से जंप हो रहा है। जहां हम आईएमसी का 3-4 टन ले पा रहे थे, आज जो प्रोडक्टिव फार्मर है 10-12 टन पे पहुंच गया। जो हमारा फंगेसियस का प्रोडक्शन था वो 70-80 टन एक हेक्टेयर में निकाल रहे हैं। तो सर मछली तो बढ़ रही है, लेकिन उसका जो रेट है या उसको जो है वो नहीं मिल पा रहा है। तो मार्केटिंग और ब्रांडिंग के लिए भी हमें बिल्कुल सोचना पड़ेगा। और दूसरा सर, जो प्रॉन कल्चर के लिए हमें कुछ करना है हमारे स्टेट के लिए, उसका निवेदन है सर कि उसमें हेचरी वगैरह के लिए पवारखेड़ा में कुछ ऐसी व्यवस्था कर दी जाए कि पवारखेड़ा हमारा अच्छा इंस्टीट्यूट है, उसमें काम, हमारे पास लैंड वगैरह भी अच्छी है, और हमारे होशंगाबाद डिस्ट्रिक्ट में है सर वो। यहाँ की हमारी आईएमसी की काफी हेचरियां हैं, हम मैक्सिमम सीट होशंगाबाद से अपने आसपास के डिस्ट्रिक्ट को पूर्ति कर देते हैं। सर हमने जयंती रोहू का भी सीट हमने एनएफडीबी से बहुत पहले लिया था। सर मैं बताना चाहूंगा कि उसमें हमने जो उसके वीडियोस लेके गए थे, कुछ हमने खुद सर अपने रेयर करे और उसकी मीटिंग इस बार करवाने का प्रयास किया, तो वो भी हमारी को सफलता मिली है। तो मैं सबसे मेरा रिक्वेस्ट यही है सर कि जो प्रधानमंत्री मत्स्य संपदा की कुछ हमारी हट रही है, उस पर बहुत ध्यान देने की आवश्यकता है। और बाकी सर ट्रेनिंग में मैं भी सर यहाँ मतलब स्टूडेंट रहा हूँ, प्रशिक्षण को तो बढ़ाना देना ही पड़ेगा, लेकिन जो ब्रीडिंग के, जैसे अब सर क्रायो प्रिजर्वेशन की बात कर लेते हैं, क्रायो प्रिजर्वेशन में सर हमने लगाया, एनएफडीबीआर के लोग भी आए, कुछ कर रहे हैं, लेकिन सर जो मेल फीमेल का पेयरिंग हो रहा है, मतलब हमारा जो कह रहे वर्षा का समय काल है वो बढ़ता जा रहा है। आखिरी डेमो पर सर मेल फीमेल को छांटना मुश्किल हो पा रहा है, जो रहते हैं तो बड़ी दिक्कत पड़ रही है सर, किसको भी हमें ध्यान देना पड़ेगा। सर मैं यहाँ आया, आपने मेरे को बोलने का मौका दिया। सर मेरा रिक्वेस्ट यही है कि प्रॉन कल्चर के लिए कुछ इसमें हेचरीज वगैरह की व्यवस्था की जाए, ताकि आदमी को आसानी से सीड मिले। और हाई यील्डिंग वैरायटीज में जैसे हमारा इंदौर में आ रही है सर, उसने पंगेशियस को छोड़ के केवल अब वो सिंगी और अपना समल मछली का काम करना शुरू कर दिया। पंगेशियस से बिल्कुल हट गया सर वो, और उसने मतलब सिंगी का जो सीड बेचा है अभी, मतलब 300-400 ग्राम में जुलाई में मंगाया था, करीब 200-300 ग्राम की उसकी सिंगी हो गई है सर। लेकिन वही है सर कि उसने अपनी आपकी एनएफडीबी के उसको नहीं माना, उसने अपने मर्जी से पॉइंट्स बनाए और इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर में ऑटोमेटिक सिस्टम से उसने यूज किया। जैसे आप बताएं सर, इजराइल में देख के आया, वो बंदा खुद गया था और वो एनएफडीबी की सब्सिडी के लिए नहीं, हमारे गवर्नमेंट की सब्सिडी के लिए नहीं बैठा, उसने सब्सिडी 2 साल बाद क्लेम किया। तो सर मैं इतना ही कहना चाहूंगा। बाकी तो सर केजेस वगैरह का काम है, हमने बहुत अच्छा, हमारे यहाँ 2000 केजेस चल रहे हैं सर। मिनिमम प्रोडक्शन अगर केस की बात करें तो 1.5 टन निकल रहा है, और मैक्सिमम की बात करते हैं सर तो 3-3.5 तक भी आदमी जा पा रहा है। लेकिन सर मेरा जहां तक मैं फील्ड में देख पा रहा हूँ कि जिस प्रकार से हमारी प्रधानमंत्री मत्स्य संपदा योजना से हमें विकास मिला, वृद्धि मिली, ऐसा नहीं हो सर कि हमें उसके पीछे उसी डाउनफॉल में हम नीचे जाएं, क्योंकि सर हर जगह लाइट का इशू है। आरएएस में सर केवल फीड और लाइट, 2 चीजों के बिलों के हमारे आदमी परेशान है, फार्मर परेशान है। अनिल कुमार पूछता है कि इसकी लाइट की सब्सिडी क्या क्या करें। हर स्टेट ने अलग अलग तरह कुछ सब्सिडी पे मना रखा है। अगर सर उसमें एक रूपता ला दी जाए कि जैसे फार्मर्स है उसको कुछ ना कुछ सब्सिडी देती है, एग्रीकल्चर में सब्सिडी मिला है, एग्रीकल्चर में सर 24 लाइट नहीं है तो भी उसका काम नहीं चलेगा, लेकिन हमारे आरएएस बायोफ्यूल में तो 24 लाइट हमें चाहिए। तो गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया की तरफ से कोई ऐसा दिशा निर्देश जारी हो जाए कि भाई इसको इतने % हम सब्सिडी देंगे, तो एक रूपता भी बनी रहे और हमारा काम जो आरएएस बायोफ्यूल है वो भी सुगमता से चल सके। थैंक यू सर।
इसमें सर एक चीज में ऐड करना चाहूंगा कि सर एग्रीकल्चर में इलेक्ट्रिसिटी का अलग चार्जेज होते हैं, फिशरी में भी वही चार्ज होना चाहिए, हमें ज्यादा लेता है।
Look,
I'm Ramacharya, Director of Fisheries from Karnataka, sir. I came to CIFE during 1998. I'm getting a refresher course on freshwater fishes hatchery and its production and everything, sir. Then I got motivated. We developed some area in Raichur district of Karnataka, sir. Learning is a continuous process. Every officer, that is a mid-level officer, should have refresher course at least 1 week time. That is important because see, state of Karnataka, we are having a cap in brackish water area, sir. Though we have 8,000 hectares of water spread area, but we are not able to use it properly just because of lack of knowledge, you can say. Once we learn maybe undergraduate or PG, then we will forget once we get the job. There should be some refresher course on cobia production, pompano productions. This is not being offered. Only whenever we go to SIBA or EMPEDA or RGCA, then only we will be able to see. But we should make it compulsory to all our officials. Let them go for a refresher course. What I expect from CIFE is, let us have something refresher course on these things. And one more thing, so dignitaries and us at the higher end of the power you are sitting, having a separate fisheries department at the center. Though we have census on veterinary and fisheries, only 4 aspects were covered. But we would like to know, we don't have any census on fishermen population as on date. But we may be having only the population which are active in the fisheries. As far as Karnataka is concerned, we have 39 castes which comes under fishermen category. Though we have 9.81 lakhs of population, hardly we have some 3 lakhs who are active in the fisheries. But only this can be taken, this decision can be taken at the central level. Though it was covered under veterinary, but nothing it has been shown. I think all other state officers agree with me. Let us have a separate census on this issue, sir, so that planning will take place based on our statistics only, sir. So this is one more area, sir. So main thing is the refresher course. If it can be provided, then it will be helpful for increasing the production, sir. Thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Sir, Honorable Jana sir said, our ultimate goal is to reach the beneficiaries. For the dissemination of the latest technology, there is need to recruit the fisheries graduates and postgraduates. Government of Maharashtra recruited almost 150 fisheries graduates from the central institutes, fisheries colleges, and we are getting very good results. There should be the common recruitment rule for the entire India. Sir, the institutional regional centers are very important for the potential resource pocket area. So this is the second demand from the institutional sector. The central government insisting cage culture, marine cage culture, ornamental sector, and seaweed. But we are trying with our best, but we are not getting results due to the geographical situation, water parameters, and many things. There is request to do the MOU with the research institutes to regulate the targeted schemes. I am very grateful to NFDB because NFDB giving us good opportunity to culture Pangasius and tilapia. We are getting very good results in Maharashtra, but we have the problem of the marketing. So The marketing issue we can sort out through the value addition. There is support from the institutional research organizations for the value addition. Another thing is that Venami culture is high profit, high loss sector. Now there are many problems in pond culture. We are going to establish in Vasai the Vietnam model, circular tank Venami culture. So this support is also required from the institutions to adopt the circular tank culture of the Venami. Thank you.
नमस्कार सर, डॉक्टर जीवाल फ्रॉम राजस्थान जयपुर। जैसे डॉक्टर रामानी ने पहले बोला यूपी के ज्वाइंट डायरेक्टर साहब ने कि जो एनओडीडी की स्कीम में, पीएमएस की स्कीम में जो चीज रह गई है वो रेनोवेशन ऑफ पॉन्ड्स इन पहले था, अब नहीं, बीआर में था, ये अभी बीआर के बाद नहीं है। इनपुट तो बंद कर ही दिया गया है, मैं उसमें ज्यादा ऐड नहीं करूंगा, वो उसमें सहमत हूँ। मेरा एक ही है सर कि सलाइन वाटर का जो कल्चर इसमें बहुत तेजी से बढ़ रहा है और हमारे यहाँ तो इस साल 2000 टन से अधिक का प्रोडक्शन हुआ है राजस्थान में। तो उसमें सर जो आगे आने वाले में जो प्रॉब्लम आने वाली है वो आएगी सर वेस्ट वाटर मैनेजमेंट की। वी आर हार्वेस्टिंग द बोरवेल फ्रॉम बोरवेल और उसको सिंपली डंपिंग किया, तो उसके लिए गाइडलाइन आना बहुत जरूरी है, वरना देर सवेर वहां पर अगर डीजी जाएगी तो जो इन्वेस्टमेंट वहां पर आ रखा है मार्केट में, और हमारे यहाँ तो जितनी भी ज्यादातर फार्मर है मोर देन 80% दे आर डूइंग फ्रॉम देयर ओन फंड। तो सब्सिडी बेस भी बहुत कम लोग हैं सब्सिडी बेस वहां पर। अब हमने सब्सिडी बढ़ाने की कोशिश की है, इस साल हमने 60 हेक्टेयर स्वीकृत कराया हमने इसमें पीएमएसवाई में। तो ग्राउंड वाटर में ये बहुत जरूरी है और इन चीजों को हमने फोकस करते हुए अभी एक हमने स्टडी सीवा को भी दी है कि जिससे कि डिस्ट्रिक्ट स्पेसिफिक जो हमारे सैलिड वाटर एरिया है उनको डेवलप करने का हम एक प्लान बनाएं और उस अप्रोच के साथ हम आगे काम करें। उसी की तरह हमने सर राजस्थान में सर को बताइए कि रिजर्वायर वाटर वहाँ पे बहुत बड़े लेवल पर होता है रिजर्वायर कल्चर, और क्योंकि हम रेवेन्यू अर्निंग डिपार्टमेंट है तो वी आर अर्निंग मोर देन 70 करोड़ रेवेन्यू फ्रॉम दिस रिजर्वायर्स, और उसका पोटेंशियल भी है। तो उसके लिए हमने 2010 में एक स्टडी कराई थी CID मुंबई से, और उसमें उन्होंने बताया था आप थे सर उदयपुर में, आपने सैलिड वाटर का लैब भी चलाया था वहाँ पर उसमें, तो उसमें 88,000 टन का एक प्रोडक्शन टारगेट प्रोजेक्ट किया गया था कि अगर हम जनरल तरीके से करेंगे तो यहाँ तक पहुंच जाएंगे। तो मैं बताना चाहूंगा कि इस साल हमारा जो टारगेट है वो 80,000 टन का है और 25 में हम 1 लाख टन से ऊपर जाने का प्लान कर रहे हैं। तो उसके लिए बेसिक जो हमारा फिशरीज का जो सेक्टर को बढ़ाने के लिए काम कर रहे हैं उसमें हमारे पास डिगी एंड पॉन्ड्स है। हॉर्टिकल्चर की जो डिगी पॉन्ड्स बनी हुई है वो हमारे यहाँ 0.15 हेक्टेयर की है, तो उसमें हम मछली पालन का काम शुरू करवा रहे हैं और फार्मरों को अच्छा रिजल्ट मिल रहा है। जैसे RAS में है सर, RAS में मेरा है एक RAS बायोब्लॉक में मेरा जो रिजर्वेशन है सर, इसमें जो ये लार्ज स्केल का RAS है इसको स्वीकृत करने से पहले हमें 2-4 बात का ध्यान जरूर रखना चाहिए कि वो माल किस लेवल तक का प्रोड्यूस करेगा। RAS में सर 400 ग्राम तक का, 400-500 ग्राम तक का 3-4 महीने में आराम से कर लेंगे। जैसे ही आप उसके बाद ऊपर जाएंगे उसकी कॉस्टिंग बढ़ती जाएगी और वो बिजनेस 2 साल 3 साल सब सब्सिडी में चलेगा, उसके बाद उसको बंद करके भाग जाएगा। तो RAS बायोफ्लॉक जिसको भी दिया जाए उसके पास पॉन्ड होना बहुत जरूरी है ताकि वो अपना 400-500 ग्राम तक का अपने RAS में करे 3 से 4 साल तक, 3 से 4 महीने तक, और उसके बाद उसको वो अपने पॉन्ड में ट्रांसफर करे। तो जो ऐसा कर रहे हैं सर वो वही प्रॉफिट कर रहे हैं RAS में। बाकी सर मैं दावे से कह सकता हूँ कि बाकी जो लोग कह रहे हैं कि RAS में सक्सेस मिल रही है, बिल्कुल नहीं मिल रही है। टेक्निकल फोरम है इसलिए इस बात को बोल रहा हूँ। और सर दूसरा मेरा ये था कि जैसे स्टेट अभी ट्रेनिंग की बात चल रही है तो स्टेट गवर्नमेंट के पास स्टाफ तो कम है। अगर हम ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम का ड्यूरेशन ज्यादा रखेंगे, और आजकल सर टेक्नोलॉजी बहुत आगे चली गई है, तो हमें ट्रेनिंग 10 दिन 15 दिन, जैसे बीच में मुझे याद है मैं 92 में एक 15 दिन की ट्रेनिंग करने आया था समर कोर्स VRP सिन्हा साहब के टाइम पे, और मैंने पवार अकेडमी में ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम करे 15 दिन के। तो सर उस तरह के प्रोग्राम अगर हम डिजाइन करें तो स्टेट को भी भेजने में दिक्कत नहीं आएगी। वरना सर क्या है कि मेरे पास अभी राजस्थान में 200 आदमी है सर, आप मुझसे कहोगे आदमी भेज दो तो मैं नहीं भेजूंगा सर, मैं मना कर दूंगा आपका। तो ये चीजें हैं सर, इनका थोड़ा सा ध्यान रखा जाए तो अपन बहुत आगे बढ़ सकते हैं।
Dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. At first, I would like to thank the Director CIFE for having envisaged this Directors Conclave and having invited me here and giving me this opportunity to say a few words. At first, Goa is a very small state and is a marine state. We have a coastline of 104 kilometers, and mostly we have been concentrating on the development of the marine sector, capture fisheries. As far as what we expect from this particular forum is, as a lot of the other states have said, upskilling the officers at both the entry level, mid level, and even the senior level officers. I would say that CIFE is having this 1 year postgraduate diploma course, but at times for our small state, because we have got staff constraints as well, I have only 2 deputy directors in the senior level, maybe a handful of superintendents, that is the assistant director level. So sending them for 1 year training, it becomes very difficult because I cannot send them. I cannot think of sending my one deputy director, then what will I do? How will I manage the department? How will I run it? So this becomes difficult. So maybe we can have training split the trainings of that 1 year training, you split it because it is possible in CIFE. It is flexible. So you could just split that for maybe split it and give them. And also I would want that we have hands-on training, not just theory. Okay, I want them to learn things like how biofloc. Now we have got different technologies which have come, like the RAS, biofloc. How confident? I mean, NFDB has given us funds and PMMS, and we are very grateful for PMMS-Y scheme because it has been. I mean, fishermen and beneficiaries have got a lot of benefit under it. But how confident are my officers to take this technology and give it to the farmers? Are we confident in telling the farmer, you spend your so much money, invest so that you get the investment back? So that is very important. So my officers have to be well confident and trained for that matter. So we want them to be trained in not just theory but also practical. Then what we expect from the research and scientific institutes, because Department of Fisheries, we are not research oriented. We know many things because we have a lot of experience. But just having experience is not enough because we cannot convince people. But we require the research institutes because they are the ones who have got the power to convince people because they are the scientific community. But we are the ones who implement. So for that reason, we require research institutes to tell us, because we also then make policy decisions. We also depend on Government of India Ministry to guide us and to give guidelines to frame the policy decisions for the respective states. So we would expect that in the state of Goa, being maritime, we have got problems for the LED light fishing. We have banned the LED light fishing in the state of Goa in the territorial waters. But outside the territorial waters also, the Government of India has banned it. But it has taken some time from the initial period to put the ban. So in that meanwhile, already people have invested so much of their money into the particular kind of fishing activity. So we want to know whether really that particular kind of fishing is detrimental to the nearshore fishing. There are research papers which say that by using LED light fishing, it is very good because you can catch a lot of fish, and that is I mean, we know that from experience because if you put light, naturally fish gets attracted to it. So we want to know whether this kind of fishing in the offshore areas have got any effect on the nearshore fishing. So this kind of research we require so that we can say that with confidence, because of late we have seen that traditional fishermen in the using Persian, mini Persian, the so-called green scene, because we have got outboard motors, so they have been doing very well. It is again another point. What I want here is we have got trawling with the smaller vessels which don't go beyond 12 nautical miles, but their state is very, very poor because they don't get much fish. The traditional sector is much better than this small category of trawlers. So when we are talking about sea ranching, what kind of fish are we going to do range? Because it should be the same kind of fish that is available for that demersal area. So do we have that stock to range? Okay, when or because we have only, the shrimp, or whether we have all the resources or that kind of resources which we can range and do sea ranching to increase their production. That also, sir, we need to be looking at that. Then another thing what I would say is open sea cage culture. We have come out with our policy for open sea cage culture. Recently, we have launched the first open sea cage culture in the state of Goa. We have experience from 2014 doing open sea cage culture. We did it in a very good way, sir. 14, 15, 16, 17, we did it with the CMFRI, and it was good. But at that point of time, we targeted the fishermen, thinking that yes, fishermen also can do, and we can give them a different kind of livelihood. It would add to their income. But working with the fishermen for farming is difficult because they like to catch the fish. They want the remuneration immediately. It is not the farmer who can wait for a period of, say, 4 months or 7 months. So again, that is another thing. So now we have made the policy that anyone can come, opened it up. So now we are getting entrepreneurs who want to put it. So that is the thing. Then secondly, we also want technology to have different species, because lettuce, pompano, and your cobia, it takes more than 8 months to grow to the required size, wherein the fishermen will get really a good price for their fish, because cobia requires at least to be above 3-4 kilos to get a good price. So on the west coast, it is prone to monsoons. So we have from June to October, you can say they cannot just do anything in the sea. Okay, so the time period is short. So can we have a species like maybe shrimp? Can it be successfully grown in the cages? So that also has to be seen, because we just cannot say that we have to push ourselves into doing open sea cage culture, because it is a lot of investment. So can the farmer come out of that investment after how long? Unless he goes for a crop which is smaller duration period, because they have to remove the cages out during the monsoon. And again, cyclone effect, all those things play an important part. So then I was just thinking whether for farmers, like how just now some of my directors have said that they have been producing a lot, but because their production has now upscaled so much, there is a problem of price, marketing. So how do we tackle this? Can we think of something called like a support price, or we give for support price in the sense like fix a value beyond which they should not suffer, because that is the cost of production, at least it should come. Okay, so that may be something, and these are the small things which I could think of. And thank you once again for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
पहले स्टेट खत्म करते हैं।
Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mr. David from Meghalaya. With due respect, let me skip the address in order to save time. when we received this letter regarding this conclave, I must consider myself very fortunate to attend this, and I take this opportunity also to request Madam Director that I will attend this conclave, because there are certain issues which I need to put up in front of our scientists and also the dignitaries and the dais, which need to be addressed too. And when I landed after gap of about 25 years back in CIP soil, but no more in the old campus, but in the new campus, this shows the upgradation or the development of the fisheries education in the country. And I must congratulate CIP for that. But and also to create this energizing pathways as far as fisheries policies and development in the country is concerned. So let me share this experience, my expectation from this conclave. Let me share one of my experience. When I joined the Fisheries Department, Government of Meghalaya in the year 1999, I have done my postgraduate diploma in fisheries education, fisheries science from CIFE Mumbai itself. So in 98, and then in 99, when I joined the Fisheries Department, Government of Meghalaya, then immediately after joining, I've been sent for a training, 1 year certificate course or training in CIFE Calcutta. So I just obeyed that order, and then I went to CIFE Calcutta to attend the training. So when I reached CIFE Calcutta at that time, so I was told by the scientists in charge at the center at that moment, why you are coming again for this training? You have done DFSC, you don't need to come for this training anymore. But I said, I cannot do that. And he also said that if you want to go back, you can go. But the only thing is that I told him that until and unless I complete this training, I won't be getting my promotion in the future. So, and then after that, when my wife, she's also a DFSC from CIFE Mumbai itself, she joined the department. She was again sent for the training. Then I asked her, don't go for the training anymore. And then I also write a letter to CIFE Mumbai and to get a kind of intervention in this regard. But so sorry to say that I didn't receive any reply. I contacted my colleague, Dr. Rupam Sharma and all. Then they also just give a verbal reply that she don't need to go for this training anymore. So these are the kinds of issues which I feel that this conclave will take the issue forward. And based on that also, till today, we are still striving with that issue, even with our own service rules. Because our service rule is mentioned that they have to undergo the training. But now we are writing again to the government for those who have had BFSC degree, they don't need to go for the training, except those who are having BSc with pisciculture, they will undergo the training. But that also is under the examination of the government, and we have not been able to give the promotion. And some of the district till today also they don't have any district officer because of these issues. Another issue is all regarding the subordinate officers. We don't have any training center for them. And then we, in the previous years, we sent to Assam. And then during the year 2016-17, we sent to Manipur for the training. But that after also due to certain issues, we have stopped. And in the year 2017-18, we sent some officer, some fishery demonstrator, not officer, some fishery demonstrator, we sent for training to CIFE Calcutta. So when they reach CIFE Calcutta, then we get the instruction from CIFE Calcutta, why you are sending the undergraduate to attend the training? Because we're fishery demonstrator in our state, they are class 12 science. So that is the issue that we are facing. Till today also, we couldn't send any officer for training. So that's why I want to bring up this issue in the information of the House to kindly take up this issue and to create these kind of facilities or training centers in maybe regional training centers, and it should not be long enough like other respected directors are already addressed. It should not be long enough like 1 year or so, but at least 6 months or 8 months course, it will be more beneficial for us. So these are my expectations from this conclave, and I hope that the dignitaries and the dais will kindly address this issue, and I hope that from the group discussion, we will bring up more information for discussion. Thank you.
Thank you, CIFE, for inviting us here. Look forward to CIFE and NFDB and we barely need hand-holding training and exposure visits, sir. So, we are in infancy stage. So right now, the present scenario in Ladakh is very, what to say, very, it's only 5 hectares at present is under aquatic, this aquaculture, sir, with a production of around 30 to 40 tons per year. So after this PWMSY, we expect to increase the production to around 5 lakh tons per year, sir. So for that, our department has only 2 assistant directors posted in our 2 districts, and it's really difficult for us to run the UT, and we have been suddenly made a UT card out of JNK, so we find it very difficult. So I expect CIFE and NFDP to for exposure visits and trainings. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I am Irshad Ahmed Shah, Director of Fisheries and very nice to be with you today, sir, because earlier I told you that I was the student from CIFE. I have done my PG in Fisheries from this. So I know the mandate of development or research regarding the fisheries in CIFE is a past practice from long back when our director, Professor Vaishali Krishna, Dr. B.R.P. Sinha, they used to tell us that we have to work, we have to undergo research. But on those days, research was at preliminary stage. But later on, when it picked up, and today I am happy that CIFE is doing a commendable job in research. Research is not only one thing that we are researching some new species, or we have to see how it is doing in the developmental aspect in the field also. So regarding the extension, the program is conducted by the CIFE in the past. We will also like that it should continue. It will give us the information regarding the latest technology which is being implemented, which is being produced in this CIFE, is being produced, implemented on ground. Regarding Jammu and Kashmir, sir, there are, as all of us know, Jammu and Kashmir is a cold water fisheries state. Apart from there are 2 parts. One is in Jammu and one is in Srinagar. Jammu, we have warm water potential for the warm water fisheries, and in Kashmir, we have a cold water fishery. Earlier, when the local fish, Schizothyrex was there, we have not made so much research regarding the breeding or acceptability of the feed to the Schizothyrex. That was the only reason that the fish has not increased, fish production has not increased. But regarding the trout fisheries in J&K, you will be happy, sir, we are producing 50% of the total production of the trout fish in India. We are the highest producing UT in India, who are producing not only supplying seed to the farmers, but also to the neighboring state, even to the Bhutan also. We have huge potential available in Kashmir regarding the development and future prospects of the fish. And I hope with this conclave, what the decisions will come there, we will admit those decisions, and we will see with those decisions the trout fish production will increase. So recently, we are happy that Honorable NG of GIDK has sanctioned an amount of 232 crores by the committee, Apex committee, which was headed by our former DG ICAR, Dr. Mangala Roy. Fisheries has also out of 5,000 crores, fisheries has been given 232 crores as special package for the development of the cold water fisheries, for the upgradation of the hatchery, for construction of the new hatcheries, construction of the feed mills, construction of the trout ponds and bioflocks. I am extremely thankful to NFB people, authorities which have just flip to the fisheries, I may say, in Jammu and Kashmir regarding trout as well as alcohol. We are leading now in pork production also, as well as we have done good regarding biofloc, RAS. Some officers told RAS is not profitable, that is not success. I will give you one success story about the RAS, establishment of RAS trout. I may tell you that he has earned 25 lakhs per annum. That RAS 2 units have been established with the assistance from NFDC. Once again, I hope that the extension programs which are being conducted by the NFDC, that will help us in going to the private farmers, because at present we have 1100 trout farmers and 950 around pork farmers who are mostly dependent upon the only on trout fish farming. Sir, you will be happy. At present, we are in a position we can export trout fish to the other parts of the country. At present, we have surplus of 70 tons of the fish available, which has been only produced by when the funds have been provided by the NFBP, and we have given them the technology, or it is only the fisheries department who have given the technology them and boosted their farming. I hope in near future, with the assistance from the central government as well as from the state government, with the new package, the new dimensions will be there. Only issue is, sir, regarding the marketing. Once we have surplus stock is available there, then we have to think on the marketing. You will be once again happy that the Department of Fisheries J&K is organizing J&K Trout Fish Festival at Delhi, where inshallah we will invite all the concerned, NFDP, our ministry, and all the who have provided us an opportunity to do that. And we will be going for the branding, awareness, and publicity of the trout fish throughout the country. We are planning to have one at Kolkata this year, inshallah, and as well as in Mumbai also. With those, the people will get the knowledge about that, because now the people only think trout fish is, they don't know about its taste, texture, and all those things. With these extension programs, with these branding, publicity, and awareness programs, which will be connected by the government of Jammu and Kashmir, that there will be awareness among throughout the country about the trout fishing. Further, I want to tell that any state, any UT wants to get the technology, the knowledge, the assistance regarding the development of the cold water fisheries, especially trout in their states. We are ready, we have a manpower available, we can disseminate this, our technology there with them, so that like J&K fisheries will, trout fisheries, especially cold water fisheries, will develop. Thank you.
गुड आफ्टरनून एवरीवन। पंजाब में जो रोहतक सेंटर था हरियाणा में, वहाँ से ट्रेनिंग करके हमारे फार्मर्स ने जो बिनामी कल्चर का काम शुरू किया। वो हमारे जो 6 डिस्ट्रिक्ट ऐसे हैं जहाँ पे जो ये पानी है खारा मिल रहा है, वहाँ पे बिनामी कल्चर करके जीरो अर्निंग लैंड से वो 4 लाख पर एकड़ फार्मर्स नेट प्रॉफिट कमा रहे हैं। ये सारा कुछ रोहतक सेंटर की देन से हमें मिला है। पंजाब में सभी लोग जानते हैं कि पंजाब एग्रीकल्चर स्टेट है। वहाँ के जो फार्मर्स हैं वो एग्रीकल्चर करना ही ज्यादा पसंद करते हैं। PMMSY में से नए पौंड बनाने के लिए, एक्सकेवेशन के लिए, इनपुट्स के लिए जो माली सहायता मिल रही है, उससे काफी फार्मर्स प्रोत्साहित हुए हैं। इसका एरिया भी बढ़ा है, हमारा प्रोडक्शन भी पर हेक्टेयर इंक्रीज हुई है। लेकिन हम चाहते हैं कि PMMSY में जो लो लाइंग लैंड है उसमें भी सब्सिडी वगैरह है जो प्रोवाइड करवानी चाहिए,
क्योंकि पंजाब में एग्रीकल्चर लैंड को फिशरी में कन्वर्ट करना इतना आसान नहीं है, लेकिन जो लो लाइंग लैंड है जहाँ पे जो फसल है वो खराब हो जाती है, बारिश की वजह से पानी भर जाता है, उस लैंड को हम फिशरीज में कन्वर्ट कर सकते हैं। लेकिन पीएमएमएसवाई में ऐसी कोई गाइडलाइंस नहीं है कि लो लाइंग लैंड के ऊपर जो सब्सिडी है वो प्रोवाइड की जा सके। मैं चाहता हूं कि पीएमएमएसवाई में इसको ऐड करना चाहिए, इससे पंजाब में फिशरीज को और ज्यादा बूस्ट मिलेगा।
Actually, I was feeling slightly claustrophobic among this audience because all being technical and with background from fisheries science or I think almost everybody is from that background. But still, I thought I would share something because most of you who are here are coming from administrative background and are implementing various government schemes. The first thing that I want to discuss is in all the, whether it is a government scheme of state government or the union government, we need to do a lot of process re-engineering there. We have seen in the slides, the presentation that was made, that almost 40% of the funds have not been utilized even till now. And one of the reasons for that is that the process is to claim the benefit is really difficult. It's not evidence based. It's not technology is not being used to the extent that it should be, that is being used in various other government schemes. Our processes are still very, very archaic. As was discussed, that a person is making a DPR and the application is made and it is rejected and sent back and it is then again submitted, and it takes a lot of time. We can really design some system, say an online platform in which the basic details can be filled, and there are checks and balances in the platform itself. This is the need of the hour because the systems and the whole mechanism that we have, the sector is still a lot of subsidy driven. And if we want the subsidies to reach the right person and in a timely manner, this is the first thing that we need to do. We are all witness that how in many sectors like DBTE and Aadhaar based transfers, how layers have been cut. This is something we need to do, and we in Gujarat are doing something, and we would like the other states who are present here to join us in that. And if they want to collaborate with us, we have already developed some system there. Now I'm happy to announce here that from this last month we have made all the schemes online, and right from the application to the grant dispersal, we are doing it 100% online. Not even a single paper is involved in that. A second thing that I want to discuss here is about research. Research should be I think that's not relevant if that is changed. So second thing is that research. I think we are today assembled in the campus of one of the premier institutions of India. One thing that can be probably taken up in this form is that research should be outcome based. Many institutions like IITs earlier, they had that focus that research is for only academic purpose, not for say so for economic purpose. So we need to get out of that mentality that research students who are studied here in our institution, their only job is to publish some papers and get degrees. We need to reevaluate that proposition right now. And I had visited SIBA Center in Navsari and CMFRI in Veeraval in my own state, and I was slightly disappointed to see that even if some projects are taken there, then they are coterminous with the period of the scheme. The moment the funding is stopped, or they have a very limited space. One time they do this thing, and after they get another funding, their focus is entirely shifted to that thing. So we are, not focusing upon outcome, and how it is that even after so many years, we are still lagging behind as compared to our East Asian partners. So this is one thing that we need to focus. And what I can suggest from this forum is, our research students, they can be given some projects. They are here in any institution for say 2 years or 3 years. PhD scholars are maybe for 3 years to 4 years, but for PG students are also for 2 years. UGs are for 3 years. At the very beginning, they can give something. If they are able to achieve something in 3-year period, then I think that will be very, very tangible, and that will also cut their dependency on the government jobs. Because this is one feeling that I constantly get from various discussions, that the priority of the graduates or the postgraduates or the doctorates is to again enter into the government sector. I think we need to really come out of that mentality, we should be able to harness their knowledge in terms of some tangible outcomes. My liaison officer was Mr. He's here, Mr. Chanakya. So he told me that his research area is regarding microplastic. So right now our focus regarding development is very very narrow. We are just focusing upon how outputs can be increased, but whether we are aware of the dangers of many newer areas, like what kind of microplastic is entering into fishes and other seafood or the inland food, and that is getting into our bodies. I think that is one area in which a research institution should be really focusing upon. We are promoting a lot of cages in our inland reservoirs, but are we aware that thousands of plastic cages which are there in that, and we don't have any buyback mechanism? They are simply lying on the shores of the reservoirs once they are not utilized, or they go to the end of their shelf life. What we are thinking about that? Are we even thinking that what kind of microplastic will be in the reservoirs, say 10 years from now? I think there is this recurring theme in the thoughts that were shared by every participant here, that not enough is being done regarding marketing and promotion. I think that is very, very true. If in India we can hear a lot about Californian almonds or olive oil being sold here in India, I mean, it's very strange that there is no talk about fish consumption in India. Amul, for example, it has done a wonderful job that every Indian is now aware about milk products and how they can be consumed. You know a lot of things about that, but can you name 5 fish varieties? Not you, but an average Indian, can they name 5 fish varieties? I think that's not true. Not leave alone 5, maybe 3. That is an uphill task. NEEC has done a wonderful and remarkable job regarding promotion of eggs. If not now, I think a couple of years back they used to run a lot of campaigns in which Sunday hoya Monday roz kha one day was a very popular slogan that I could remember from my childhood. But can we do something similar in case of fishes and similar products? Because I think we need to get out of that mentality that India is a primarily vegetarian state or nation. I think that's a big fallacy, and that has been also corroborated by the findings of NFSS 5, right? So NFDB needs to take a lot of lead in that, and there should be sustained campaigns which are, in line with the sensibilities of this nation, and which can do something to begin with, and that needs to be continued for say 2 to 3 years. And I think that may involve a lot of expenditure, but that will be helpful in another sense, that it will also be helpful in solving the nutritional problem of our country. Because if we see, this country is largely able to overcome the hunger problem, but the nutrition problem is still left to be addressed. Survey one after another, they point out this problem, that protein deficiency in India is an alarming level. So this can be very helpful towards that thing. Next thing that I want to discuss is regarding data. I think in my state, to say, I am very honest to admit that the quality of data collection is actually abysmal. It's not poor, it's abysmal. I don't know since last 10 years why, after all the government schemes, whether it is Blue Revolution or PMMSY with the installation of all the cages, a subsidy to new ponds and whatnot, production is stagnant in my state, in inland. That can mean only 2 things: that we are highly inefficient in utilizing the funds and promoting the sector in my state government, and that's the failure of the government there. The second thing could be the data collection is actually very poor. And I have reasons to believe that data collection is very poor because there are no obligation on the people who operate those reservoirs to provide accurate data to the government, and neither is any disincentives to them to collect that data. There are general conditions in all the lease policies that if you don't provide the data, then your lease may be cancelled, but that is rarely enforced. In my state, I have not found even a single case, and the similar is case with the marine production also. I don't know how many vessels which are coming back, they are reporting the right data and such kind of thing. We need to come up with a platform. Maybe again, in Gujarat, again, I would like, this is not like, I want to share what achievements we have in our state, but this is my experience that I want to share. We have now developed with a portal with the help of BISEC, which is also incidentally driving the PM Gati Shakti online portal. So we have now developed a portal, which is, we have mapped all the inland reservoirs and resources in our state, and we have now designed a portal by which, we will be able to ask the reservoir leases to enter the data on a regular basis. So we are ready with that portal, and maybe in a month or so after its testing, we will be rolling it out. I think we need to have such kind of mechanisms across India because it will help in policy making also. Right now, you cannot say with surety what species are we producing and what need to be done. So this is one thing that we need to be really serious about. I was incidentally in a conference 3 days back, and we were discussing about production of fishes, and I was very confused that the data which you were saying there, whether that is correct or not. I think we need to do a lot of things on that. I think we need to do a lot of cross learning here. This is the first session in one year that I'm coming across in which administrators and experts are coming together on one platform and discussing. At least we learn a couple of things from each other when such discussions happen. And it was, as rightly said by one of the dignitaries on the dais, that even if you spend 4 years in Mumbai and you do only chit chat, at a passive level only if it is there, even then you learn something. We don't realize that we are learning, but actually we are learning when we are getting exposed to the new things. So I think such kind of gatherings needs to happen more frequently, say thrice in a year. They can be regional also, they can be topic specific, but they need to be. Otherwise, how do we know what's happening in say X state or Y state or G state? That needs to be done. And I think that's the need of the hour. And I think that there need to be a lot of linkage of academic and administration. In last 1 year of my tenure with the Fisheries Department of Gujarat, I haven't come across a single occasion on which we could have a meaningful partnership with any of the. And I will blame myself also for that, but I think equal blame lies. I think there need to be a lot more internship opportunities for the students who are there. I think we should not just talking about that, you have recruitment rules which should be in favor of our fishery students, but first you need to give them exposure of the working of the department and administration also, that how things work, whether they are inclined to join or not, and what contribution they can make. Because why I'm saying this thing, sometimes interns when they come, they actually bring a lot of fresh perspective, which can be helpful for the department also. So this thing can be done. And finally, I think I would like to highlight the importance of follow-ups. I think the distinguished members on DICE are very keen and noting a lot of things what we are speaking. So we are also hopeful that whatever is being noted, something transpires out of that. Because one of my colleagues who is sitting here, they mentioned that they have mentioned a lot of things to NFDB and but things are not taking practical shape. So this is very important that whenever we are meeting again, let's discuss what was said in earlier meetings and what action has been taken. Unless that is done, I think this is a very common refrain in the government that meetings happen and we meet and we eat, dine together, and then we just go home and sleep. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for expressing your views here. Now, before breaking for lunch and proceeding towards the group discussions, we need to give a brief about the technical session, which is going to happen post lunch. So, for that, I request Dr. Ananthan to brief about the focused group discussions.
Just good afternoon, all of you. Just 5 minutes to what is coming up next. As it's already given in your handouts, we will, after this, we will break into 3 groups based on the themes that we have identified. We have just indicated here the members based on the list that we have received. Into 3 groups, we try to make as representative as possible in each of the group, considering few people from coastal states, inland states, northeast, northern states. But this is only based on our understanding. It is not a watertight grouping. You are welcome in case if you are very keen to participate in one or the other session, you are welcome to do, but you kindly tell us now so that we will change the names. Okay, so let me just go through the 3 groups. This is the first group, and in each of the group we have one expert who is there with us now, Dr. Praveen Putra, Dr. Dilip Kumar, and Dr. Bajaj. So who will facilitate, and then we also have our heads of divisions from CIFE to also to help, and then the rapporteurs, CIFE faculty, and then student volunteers who will assist in the conducting the session. And each 3 groups will be happening in the same floor, 2 rooms, in the committee room where you had tea, just back of that 2 rooms, and one just above that. 3 committee rooms, they are round table, it's meant for informal discussion. That first group on HRD, the second group will talk about budget, PMMSY, and then the extension support at the grassroots level. And this is the grouping, the people who will be there. So again, there is an opportunity to shift in case you are so keen. And this will sit in the 3rd floor, the same floor, 314. And third, the policy and governance group. I think Madam from Kerala will join probably tomorrow morning. And then if someone wants to join here, you are welcome. And just a few words about the format of the discussion that we are envisaging. Yes, of course, this is obvious, but just for the sake of re-emphasize, let us focus on the themes. And some of the leads I've already got from the discussion or the introduction or the expectations from all of you, which can again be discussed in thoroughly, and others' inputs can be taken. And some of the lead questions we have given in the background note, but that's only for guidance. This each of you represent a state, so there is no consideration of big or small state or then a junior officer or senior officer, because this is meant for the representation from all states, concerns from all states, issues and challenges in all states, and the views of all states are equally important. So we look forward to hear from that. Particularly, we request the seniors to encourage the juniors to express their opinion. And the experts are only facilitators, and they will assist and support and moderate the discussion so that the discussion is on track and then we are able to complete on time. This is each group will choose one among themselves who can present the outcome of the group discussion in the larger group, maybe later in the evening, so that they will present before the larger house to get inputs from everyone and for further discussion. Then what we expect, that the issues under each theme, and then what are the options available for us, and then how do we take it forward in terms of some actionable points. So this is what we expect from each group. The rapporteurs and the faculty, the student volunteers will of course help in documenting that. And this is just, if there is anything in the group change, you please indicate. And we have the student volunteers sitting here, and also the faculty, myself, Neha, Dr. Shivaji, and Kapil, Dr. Kapil, Dr. Shivaji, and Dr. Shavna. So two each faculty are there. Yes, anything, so we can give a printout, so in case any changes, is it okay? Okay, sir. Just make a note. From, you want to be in? Group B, okay. I'll make a note. So anybody in group A, Nishadji will shift to group B. Anybody,
Yes, sir.
any changes in this?
Me from Haryana Association.
You want to be in group B?
A.
You want to be in group A, okay. Shivaji, make a note. Okay.
So we start by 3 o'clock,
Yes.
now 2 o'clock.
Yeah, and 3 o'clock straight away.
1.5 hours will be sufficient, I think. 1.5 hours. Huh?
Okay,
We will see.
okay, now we'll break for lunch. And we will assemble at 3. Please go to the respective rooms, 3. Okay, 1.5 hours we can have discussion, then we will break.
Necessary, give a little
It's
more.
okay. That's not
If
a big
necessary,
deal.
we can give little more, no problem.
Because anyway, we are having dinner here in the same campus, so.
One thing also, maybe you are in particular group, still after the work is done, if you think that your input, you can give some more input, you can just go to other room, give your suggestion, or listen to them also what they are doing, how they are doing. You can move from one place to other place, but you are in that group, you can give your additional point, roaming around. After your duty, you know.
Is it okay?
Yeah, so any other changes, the two changes we will take.
This is the format almost every place we do.
You want to be in C? From B to C.
And the experts will have their opinion at the last, listening to everyone.
Meghalaya will shift to C.